Now we're connected. Okay, so as the description reads, I'm doing a painting, and it's going to be something like Mount Everest, but it's not Mount Everest. I've already got my paints all mixed and poured out, ready to go. So I'm going to go on ahead and start with applying the base color. I'm using a nice broad sponge here. It gets the job done so quick. Hey, Julian. I'm not going to be looking at the chat very often, bud. I'm going to kind of make this just something for everybody to enjoy watching. How have you been, pal? I got me a new floor easel, and I've been really anxious to check it out instead of sitting and painting. It'll be a new experience for me. I'm doing just fine. I'm doing great. A little hard for me to find any time to do any live streams because everybody else does one. Grandpa on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Terry don't know when she does hers, whenever she chooses or can. And it just kind of makes it hard. I don't want to take up anybody else's and then end up taking away their audience and all that. I was originally going to paint a night scene with an ocean, but it always comes out so dark you really can't make it out. How's the angle? Does this work better? Because I wanted it to be where I wouldn't be getting in front of the camera all the time. Oh, well, thank you. I was wondering how in the world I was starting to grow. I thought, who is putting me out there? I thought maybe David Bracken was. I know he's been doing some work behind the scenes too. But he doesn't know as many as you do. Or at least I don't think he does. Maybe he does and I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate every one of you doing that for me. It's making a difference. It's bringing me out. But you know, my channel is growing and it's slow. A lot of other people's, like, they've popped up so fast, and the majority of them have informative channels. So, you know, people, they're in for that. They want that. And I can see that, but I don't give information. I don't show anybody how to do anything, you know. So, and I reckon explorers, they grow a little slower than most. But for the life of me, I can't understand how people enjoys just watching vlogs. But that seems to be the key right there. And I never know what to talk about. Some people, they can make an everyday vlog, and they got the knack. They've got a life everybody wants to know about. And that's cool. I do what I can. Do you realize I have now been doing videos for 2 years, and I've got about like 14 videos of having 1,000 videos out there. So I'm really, which I've probably done over 1,000 videos already because I had deleted so many of my first original ones. Good, good. I'm glad the angle's good. Well, that's good of her. I appreciate that. Hey, Terry Rain, how you doing? Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't want people subscribing to me if they don't like my content. It's not worth it. All right, we are going to get the mountain going. I'd rather use a brush to start it than use the spatula. This is going to be an extremely tall mountain. Very, very tall. Yeah, are you actually going to start doing vlogs? I actually did see 460, Julian, and then one left yesterday. I saw it as I was starting to upload my Great Walk yesterday, and then I went back to it after I was done uploading on BitChute, and I had lost one. So I actually did see 460, and that's the highest I've been so far. Hello, Heather. Yes, I finally got inspiration to do some painting again. Not to mention I got me a new easel that I've been anxious to try out. I had put this thing together without instructions. Let's see if I remember how I'd done it. Let's put that right there to kind of stabilize it. Julie had the idea for me to paint one of the lakes that I see when I do my great walks, and told me to invest in a standing metal easel. And I found this at a Hobby Lobby, and I thought, well, it's not very often I'm going to go to a lake and actually paint it, but it would sure give me an opportunity to stand and paint, which I think I would have better leverage over. And so I decided to just give that a shot. And so far I'm liking it over sitting. Sometimes when I don't paint for a while, I pretty well forget what I do, and then I have to refresh myself. Right now we just got a big black gooey mess. I've been doing pretty good, Heather. Thank you. Actually, I can, Julie, and I can believe that. In a lot of ways, it seems like it's been longer, but in other ways, it kind of feels like it's not. But yeah, I can believe that. And if I would look at the dates on these paintings again, I would be shocked as to just when I painted them. Add a little bit of mud. This is raw umber, what I'm adding. Of course, it's going to have some snow caps. I think adding snow caps to a mountain really makes a difference. It defines it in a lot of ways. You all chat among each other. I will be back as soon as possible. Hey, hon. I'm in here doing a live painting.
Live stream?
It's a live stream, but I'm actually painting.
It was a harsh day today. We lost the whole cooler for a blow. Cooler blew out. We condemned everything in there except for a couple bags of tortillas and a jar of pickles. All the meat, all this meat and all this chicken left. And then a fuse blew out, so only half the hot service was able to be fused today. Hey, YouTube. Anyway, these we traded some guy the bakery stuff for the expired stuff here too, so we might as well plan on having tostadas this weekend.
Well, I've got 5 tubs of stroganoff in it.
Okay, well I'm saying we have these are expired, these are tostadas, and we got tortilla chips. And we might like this weekend have like a Mexican deal too. You know? I come in like on maybe Friday or Saturday night. Plus a big old big old goodie bag. And then we got ourselves we got tortillas too, corn tortillas, and we got ourselves. We could bring this over on Wednesday. It's a carrot day. Put it in the fridge and bring this over for when we do that thing Wednesday.
Okay.
That'll
be fine. Carrot cake is okay, but it's not my favorite, so I won't be tempted.
That's what I'm saying. We can bring it Wednesday.
Yeah.
That works, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell my mom that. Well, one reason we need the cooler blue, because I don't ever go in there hardly that much. One reason we knew it blue is because Wendy went to get her drink and it wasn't cold. And so she knew that she said 60 degrees. And that we had to condemn everything in there. It was like 3 basket loads of stuff. I had to put my stuff that was good from tonight. I put that in the what do you call it, into the we put all of it in the produce cooler. Lisa's gonna have to come in on her day off and write off a bunch of crap and everything in the produce cooler, but also the one that says good is the stuff that was mine tonight. The good news was is that while it was still cold, Chris cooked all his chicken. We had plenty of the prepared chicken there. So that was good. I told her, so we went through 3 bags. And I said, I can guarantee you that was cold when it was handled. So all the chicken we fried up at 2:30 or whatever was still good, yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We'll drop off that carrot cake on Wednesday when we go pick them up, all right?
Okay.
I'll put it in the fridge. Answer? Probably not. Too busy talking, probably. Let me see my dad at least answer the phone. Probably Over where Catherine is, girl.
She's looking at the dog like, hey, dummy, over here.
Over there, girl. Over there. Well, we got the throats for you again, so you can chase it again, I guess, huh? Here. Silly. Mrs. Blindy. We'll call it, instead of Blondie, we'll call you Blindy. Anyway, there's a couple of sausage sticks if you want one of those.
No.
Oh, I know you wanted to try them, though. Got a bunch of them Crispitos. So we didn't even sell but 2 of those the whole day over there.
Actually, no, I didn't want to try them. I don't like kibasa, you know that.
I don't think it is kibasa. It doesn't bother me or whatever it is. Usually those Eckert's ones bother me.
Yeah, but I don't like any kind of Polish sausage.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's Polish sausage or not, but whatever, that's fine.
It definitely is a breakfast sausage.
No, it's not, no. That's definitely not breakfast sausage, no. Oh, I got my pills in my pants. I paid for 2 of those and then I ate a piece of chicken, but the tender wasn't tasting very good. I'm glad I didn't pay any money for it. It was underneath, it was buried underneath the okra all day, and I guess it got off him, you know. Some guy with his on like a oxygen or whatever said he got sick yesterday from the food. I told Wendy, I said, I want you to talk to him, you know. I said, he said he got sick or something. She gave him back his money. She was gonna talk to him anyway, so he gave him back his money. You know. Anyway, these ones here. Okay, the reason they're white is because they're white corn, not yellow corn. I thought they might be softer, but these need to be white corn instead of yellow. That's all. I got something new to try with my eggs, these corn tortillas.
Okay. I'm going to get back in here to my painting and my crew.
Huh?
I'm going to get back in here to my painting and my crew.
All right. You take that.
Coming, Bouncy? Nope, Miss Bouncey's staying out now. All right, gang, sorry about that. Hubby just got home. Everybody hanging tight?
I called Mom first, she answered and called back, and I called you after that, no one answered, and I called the house phone back.
Oh, did Julian have to leave? Oh, wow. 5:30 in the morning, wow. Oh, I'm sorry that I missed him. I'm sorry that I missed my buddy. Couldn't even say goodnight to him. It's early to get up and work, though. So anyway, I'm still adding the mud. A little bit of color to the mountain besides it just being black. Figured that would kind of make a difference, having a little bit of color texture besides just the snow caps. kind of a craggy one, I guess. A lot of ledges. It'll be good when I can add the snow caps. Hey, Mom. Hi, Terry. I think Julian actually. It's good to see you too, Terry. Julian actually had to go on to bed because he's got to get to work at 5:30 in the morning. And at least he was able to come on. Been wanting to do a painting for quite some time. And it's a little hard to find the right time to do one. And I don't want to take away from anybody else when they do theirs. Everybody's getting into the live streaming now. But I wanted to check out my new floor easel. Try painting while standing instead of sitting, and quite frankly, I actually like it. I've got better leverage. But I'm planning on doing some field paintings. Hubby's wanting to take me back to that one place where I'd gotten lost that one time and to paint that lake there. And I wouldn't be getting lost again because I definitely know how to get around that place now. It'd be pretty cool to go there and paint that lake. Well, this is such a tall mountain. There's actually going to be a halo of cloud. It's going to be something like Mount Everest, but it's not Mount Everest. So that's basically what I'm planning, is for it to be tall enough that there's the halo of cloud, like through here, a band of cloud through here. Then I'm going to have forestry down here. originally I was going to do a night scene with a seascape, but those scenes come out so dark you really can't make the details out. I had inspiration from either seeing a still picture or a painting or something, a photograph or something, and I thought about trying it. So Terry, how, I know that you finally got that new apartment. You getting everything moved in all right? God is so good, blessing you with an apartment so soon. Yeah, now I know how it is about moving. I don't know which I dislike more, having to pack or to unpack. It does wear the person out. I remember when we had gotten this apartment a couple of years ago, and the truck brought her stuff, and I showed the gentleman where to put everything, and we had boxes all in here in this studio. And I mean, the boxes were stacked. And I worked so hard to put things up the best I could that first day. And I was so worn out, I couldn't even move. Hmm. I'm just tickled how fast you was able to get a place. I was concerned for you and Brandon that you would end up living in your truck or wherever you'd have to end up staying, or even with your mother. Now I'm so tickled though that you got a home, and so quick. Alright, I guess I'll start working on the forestry now. Let's see. Work with a little bit of the background. Add the darker green. Where it's further in the back. Not quite wanting to smooth black yet. I don't know if I bought me another tube of dark green or not. No, I've still got some deep green left here. I bought me a bunch of tubes. I haven't even got them out of the bag yet. I don't know what colors I bought myself now. It's been so long. I need to pull them out of the bag and organize them. Alright, let me catch up with everyone here. Thank you. Wow. Well, what's her favorite kind of work? What does she like to paint? I hope it looks good anyway. It seems like I struggle with inspiration when I haven't painted for a while. Kind of takes me painting a couple times for me to finally really start getting good paintings down again. Oh, cool. So she likes to paint objects. I think I choose landscapes because there's hardly any limit to the landscape compared to if you're doing an object. You can make nature any way you desire, whereas like an object you have to be more precise. And I like to precision paint, but I'm not very good at it because I shake so much. So I'd rather just paint natural things that I can have the freedom. If I screw up, then it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I can like go over it and make it look different. I'm not very satisfied with my grass right now, with my ground. I'm actually making it a muddy slur. I should have gotten another sponge and just done it. Yeah, I got that, but at least it adds a little bit of texture. The color using the different greens will add texture too, but a little bit of texture here. The way this is kind of patchy. It'll look better once I start adding the trees and other stuff. Patches of lighter grass. Yeah, waterfalls and stuff. So she paints objects in nature as well. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, how many have we got visiting? Oh, it looks like it's just you, Heather. We lost Bud and Terry and Mom, it looks like, according to the people count. That's okay. I was going to do a painting live, but it wasn't going to necessarily be a live stream where I chat with people. I'm just going to be watching it live. That way I don't have to go through a lot of editing to upload. Makes it easier. Alright, here. I don't think my mountain is quite dry enough for me to add my clouds. For me to add my halo. I'll let that dry just a little bit because right now the way it is, it's way too tacky anywhere. And I sure don't want to have a problem with that. Hey, David. Let's see. What happened to your wrench? Well, no, you should still have your wrench. But I don't know. I'm using the Streamlab. So having a decent day so far, David? I do hope so, my friend. Huh. I don't know why that you wouldn't have your wrench. Let me go get my phone and I'll wrench you back on. Alright, here. Let me turn this volume down. Okay. No, you're not, are you? David still has his. Terry still has hers. Alright, well, there you go. You've got your wrench back, Heather. That's odd. Not surprising, though. That's about like people losing their subscribers for no reason. It's crazy. Alright. Could go on ahead and get some trees back in the background. I'll use my sap green. Yep. Yep, I saw that too. I saw that too. I really don't like that. I'm used to the classic. I know where all the tools are on it and stuff. I can't find anything on the new one, on the beta. I really don't like it that they're taking the classic away. But I guess I'll have to get used to that, seeing that I don't have much choice in the matter. Yeah, those of us that's been with YouTube for a while, I think we're kind of spoiled by the classic. Won't be so hard on the newer ones. That's what they'll be working with and they'll know it, but it's going to take a while for me to get used to that new one, I tell you. I know the first time that they launched it and I gave it a shot and I thought, where is everything? I can't use this. We're back to classic. Well, that is one crooked little tree. I've seen them shaped odd like that. And you know, I try to make my nature as perfect as possible, but when I go on my hikes, I see just how imperfect nature really is. So it kind of encourages me to get a little more loose with how I do mine, how I do my paintings. They do. And the way I see it, why mess with a good thing? Why do they have to change it around all the time? What is so wrong with how things are going? Now, I don't use the editing tools, but I do know how to use like the community so that I can find my where people has commented, and I also know how to find my monetization on the classic. And it still confuses me on the beta. Alright, I'm going to start using a lighter green. You are perfect though, Terry. I mean, we aren't perfect like Father God, but Father God made us perfect in his own eyes, you know. But nature, well, you know what though? What looks to be imperfection to us is absolute perfection to the Father. I'm so glad that we're not God. shows I've got 4 watching. Who and all do I have on here with me? Are you still here, David, or did you go? He's got another friend that does live streams just pretty well every night, and I got to check her out. She's pretty cool. She shows everybody else's videos and kind of does an advertisement for them, so to speak. She's pretty neat. She lives in Australia as well. And she was just starting a live stream up when I was getting ready to do mine, so. All right. The next masterpiece for Paris? I doubt it. Oh. Oh, that's all right, buddy. Yeah, if you've seen my work in Paris, I'd like to know where my money is. They need to pay me. I was going to start a painting earlier today, but I got caught up in other things, so it kind of made it late for me. Kind of makes it late for others too. Well, not for David though. It's like midday for David, but for everyone else it's later. Yeah, 10:02. So that means it's extra late for you, Heather. Well, I wish that would dry just a little faster. I'm anxious to put my vaporous clouds up there. poor oak tree right there. It needs a lot of help. I have really seen some odd trees out there though. Seriously. Yeah, this one I put a star up there and some lights and garland. We'll make it a Christmas tree out in the forest. Yeah, I did, David. That honestly, though, if my work would ever end up going abroad, I would be so shocked. Maybe I should have added a few colors onto my palette. That way there would have been flowers in there. That's what I should have done. One thing I found that really works great when you're doing plants is to just mix all the greens together as you go. Don't clean your brush, just pick up the colors as you go, and it's amazing. A lot of times Bob Ross done that. Rather than cleaning his brush, he would just go on ahead and grab another color and it would blend so well. like it. I like it. Hello, Violet. I'm so tickled to see you here. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm sorry that I haven't been speaking much. This is what I do when I get painting. I become silent. I'm glad that I'm being therapeutic in some way. I'm very tickled that Violet stopped in. So very tickled about that. That is awesome. Now if this would just dry for me. I gotta get my vaporous cloud up there. I'm going ahead and put it up there anyway. Yeah, it's not going to be a very colorful painting. It's going to be pretty real basic colors, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I think it's going to be the first time I haven't added any water. Water. No, didn't add water on that one. Water, didn't add water on that one. Water, no water, no water. The majority of my landscapes have got water. Majority. I don't think I've ever actually done one like this. No, without water. Okay. I'm gonna get my white. Just a little hint of black. I'm wanting it to kind of be a gray. That way it doesn't blend in with the snow caps. I didn't want to have my cloud pre-mixed until after I had used the other colors. That was the only thing I didn't have pre-mixed. I probably need to actually, maybe. I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll just get it up here first. That's irritating. Probably done better the other way and then need to do this. I'm making this a mess up here. Sometimes in the work that you think you're doing, you just screw it all up. And then it ain't no good. Such a thing. Overdone it. Oh well. And not too bad, I guess. It'll look good up on the wall. I don't know what I'm doing to it now. I'm using up the paint on my brush. Can't really see the mountain now anyway. The darker for. Thanks. You see it as a mountain with cloud cover? Alright. I'll let it be one of those paintings I know what it was supposed to be and anybody can interpret to be what they think it is. It's not bad. I expect better than that, but I had wanted it to have a simple halo. I just screwed it all up. But you live and learn. I have never done a halo of clouds on a mountain before. I've done clouds, but not a halo. So, but for me not painting, let's see, the date of my last paint was November 1st. It's the last painting I did. So for it being that long, that's not bad. I always screw up after I have it painted for a while. Then I've got to paint a few times for it to start looking right. But I actually like that. I like that. I didn't think I would, but I do like it. Not too awful bad. I'll let that dry and then I'll be able to title it. What do you all think I should title it? What do you all think would be a good name? Yep, absolutely. I mean, usually when I do a painting, you can see exactly what it is. But this is just one of those, whatever anybody interprets is what it is. Right now, I see a mysterious dark forest behind the green forest. That's what I see now. No, as Bob Ross says, I just made happy little accidents. There's a whole lot of happy accidents right there. My walk in the park yesterday. Yeah, that's kind of like what the forest here looks like, isn't it? Only I didn't paint any posies on it. Anybody else have an idea? I'm thinking about naming it Mysterious. The only thing I can think of. I do like it though. I mean, usually where I am so much of a skeptic on myself, I mean, I expect perfection when I do something like this. But surprisingly, I like it. I like it. Dark sticks and vines. Yeah. Yeah. Like if I would spread a little bit more brown on it, just a little bit. But I don't think I'm going to touch it because I might make it so I don't like it. I'm going to leave it as it is. Isn't that the truth, Terry? We never know what God's doing behind the scenes. No, apparently not. It just wasn't what I was picturing in my mind. My paintings never are like what I picture, though. Never. Yeah, that's right. That is right. Yeah, she's got several books out. She has done children's books and adult books. And I'm still yet to read one of them. One of these days I'm going to find one. got so many things that I could write a book about, but I wouldn't know where to begin. My mother-in-law keeps telling me that I could write a book about the stories of my life when I was growing up. And there's some interesting things that my grandmother and dad had shared with me about the holler that we used to live up in. That's going to be nice when that dries. I look forward to hanging it up. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Now, where do you start on a subject matter that you want to be helpful, but at the same time, you've got a lot to share of yourself? Thank you, David. Thank you. We are blessed people. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to have a seat, but I'm going to be looking at my phone so I can properly read the chat. Let me move the chair up. So, my hair didn't cooperate with me today. That's what I get for not styling it after I washed it yesterday. Yeah, I look forward to hanging that up. Yeah, that's about the best place to start, isn't it, Terry? I mean, start out once upon a time, or but there's things to be said. There's things to be shared. I've been thinking about doing short vlogs on stories about when I grew up. But it's been such a long time since I heard any of the stories from up that holler I once lived in. I couldn't begin to recall them and then be correct. I miss my grandmother. And I was 13 when she died. She was a fine woman, though. Well, hello, Grandpa. How are you and Luna tonight? It's good to see you. I'm doing very well, thank you. There are so many gifted people on this. So many people. I have got really wonderful friends. And I never cease to be amazed about every one of yous. Well, unfortunately, I only know it to look at it, Mom. I wouldn't know how to begin to share that. Yep. Nobody can forget Grandpa. Me and Grandpa, we go way back just about when I first started my channel. I remember when he had a tiny little channel. And now he has grown tremendously. It seems like it's been so long ago, but yet not long enough. It's only been like 2 years since I first started my channel. Oh, praise God. Well, hopefully not too much work. That is awesome, Grandpa. I doubt very much I could draw them, but I could definitely look them up. I could most definitely look them up. I'd also have to look up the information of what each of them does. I know like a yellow root, which they're very tiny yellow roots, literally. It takes a whole mess to even make a pound. But you boil the leaves to make a tea, and it's good for kidney stones. So can I, Grandpa. That's about what I draw the best, is a stick. What are you doing, Bouncy? She is such a silly dog sometimes. Oh, you want to come up here and say hi? There. Well, why don't you turn around and say hi? Huh? There we go. Whoop. We're caught. There. There you go. Not happy now, huh? There's my Blondie. There's my Blondie. Yep. Mama's Blondie. Yep, and I tell you what, she's been a little on the ornery side today. I don't know what's going on with her. I know she's ready for bed. This is her bedtime. And I think stick men are the best looking ones. Let's see, what time here? An hour and 40 minutes. Wow, it didn't take me that long to paint that. Usually my paintings take over 2 hours. Not bad. All right, my dear sweet folks, it's been great to see yous again. I'm going to try not to be too much of a stranger as far as it goes for the live streams. I am thinking about doing vlogs, though, of stories and stuff. I've just kind of got to gather information so that I'm not flundering about it. But, yeah, if I get back into the painting again, I don't exactly have full inspiration yet, but I really wanted to do something tonight. Anyway, guys, I love you so very much, and thank you so much for showing up on this stream. I know, Grandpa. Luna's about as strange as Bouncy is. Anyway, guys, you all are awesome. Thank you so much for showing up. I love yins. David, you have a good rest of the day. And for the rest of yins, have a wonderful night. Have pleasant dreams. And let God give you an awesome dream. Let Him fill your dreams with praise and worship. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Now for me to remember how to stop it.